People of Mangriafield's YouTube channel, it's wonderful to see you again. And if you're just seeing me for the first time, let me introduce myself. My name is Lord Jake, the Foreverweight Champion and leader of the Chimfluence in APPW, another piece of content you can consume here on Mangriafield's YouTube channel. Mangriafield is a member of the Chimfluence. He thinks that there's a second branch, a better branch of the Chimfluence, but no, he's wrong. There's only me. I am the only leader of the Chimfluence, and he is an absolute moron. And on today's episode of the After Party Hangover, Stixadam, the APPW champion, who will be in a match at A Better Forever. I will not reveal who his opponent's going to be, but he will be in a match at Better Forever. You mark my words. So enjoy these two morons talking about wrestling, talking about podcasts, talking about whatever. Enjoy maybe something else if you want A Better Forever. But anyways, I digress. All hail Linda's Bush.
No fear, only fight. I'm fearless, it's only right. My head's up, I stay strong. Forever young, may you live long. With perseverance, hold on and stand tall. Never back down with my back.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the After Party Hangover. I am your host, Mangriafield, and this is a show that talks about a show that talks about a show. Today's guest, one of the legs, the biggest supporting leg of the tripod. He's been a regular in the SRAP army here in After Party Hangover as well. He is the current, reigning, defending, undisputed APPW champion. It's Stixy Drip Drip. Welcome to back to the Hangover, my friend. How have you been?
Been doing good. We got a lot of wrestling going on, and we got a pretty packed day of wrestling today. So, yeah, not too bad today. Not too bad.
Not only that, but we got the fucking tripod tomorrow. I still got to put out dynamite. It's all kinds of stacked first world problems here. But Stix, on the tripod, we talk about wrestling strictly, and we may talk about an adult beverage or two, but you have a history on this show, Stix. We first talked many moons ago. Started to get to know you, sir. Give us a peek. Give us a peek behind the curtain of old Stixy Drip Drip's life. Like, how has life been for reals, man? How you doing?
Well, pretty much my life involves nothing but work and wrestling, pretty much. It's work a second shift job, so I work from 4 to about 12:30, 4 in the afternoon to 12:30 in the morning. I come home, and the DVR pretty much jam-packed with wrestling. So generally Mondays are like Mondays and Fridays days. Mondays because Raw's 3 hours, so we got that. Then after I'm done with Raw, it's either catching up on some wrestling on Fight TV, which I made the stupid mistake of becoming Fight Plus. So that opens up the unlimited amount of like indie wrestlings that you can watch.
Wow.
And so yeah, jump on that. Usually try to find some. Fridays are usually SmackDown and Rampage. Saturdays I catch up on Impact, if they have like a premium Impact pay-per-views. Sundays are kind of the off day. It's usually the sports day. It's football, and then if I didn't get a chance to catch up on anything for the tripod, I usually try to backtrack, do that, refresh the memory before I get blitzed and forget what I refresh my memory on. But a lot of work and a lot of wrestling.
Sir, you watch so much wrestling. You should do a podcast.
Don't have the time. I don't have the time. I leave that up to you because you're the man that makes the time to produce, clip the stuff together. I mean, you do the heavy work of all the wrestling media. So I'm just blessed enough to be able to jump on and get drunk with you and Caesar and a rotating cast and just be able just to have fun. So that's the best part of the week is Sundays.
Well, whatever I can do to entertain the masses, all 20 of them, I will do my best, sir. By the way, how's Dice? Health update on Dice? Is he doing okay?
Yeah, he is. I'm currently out here recording in the living room. Girlfriend is sleeping. She works overnight, and he is currently out here living room with me watching birds right now. So we might get an appearance depending on how long the attention span will last, which probably not very long, but we might get an appearance or two from him. So
Dice is commentating the birds wrestling and shit. No.
that's JR in it. By God, a pile driver from the bird feeder.
Speaking of cats, don't be surprised if you get fucking cats running all over my shoulders during this because they never leave me alone. But gentlemen, well, sir, we are here to discuss the Still Real After Party podcast, episode 157, Ultimate Bush. Shout out to Mrs. Sheriff for the bedroom butt plug joke. I gotta say though, Sheriff, I know you're watching this. I'm actually gonna criticize you, buddy. You know, I don't like it when people, especially dudes, wear gauges in their ears. I think that is inexcusable, massive waste of money. Makes your ears look fucked afterwards. Just ask Jeff Hardy if he's out of rehab. That might be the only bad thing I ever have to say about you, Sheriff. Maybe I'm a square. I am a square. I'm a very round square. But you know, Stix, thoughts on ear gauges? Have you ever thought of getting those?
Oh no. I'm a man that doesn't have any piercings or any tattoos, and I'm pretty much at that point in my life where I probably never will. But you know, I think at first when I was like, why? But I think it's become so, I don't know if you want to say normalized in the culture anymore. So anytime I see somebody that has them, it's just like, hey, it's just another day. I mean, they chose it. They want to do with it, deal with it, go with it. I respect it. It's their body. Go with it.
I haven't really noticed the gauges on Zanka's ears, so good on him for not getting the massive fucking gaping gauge that Jeff Hardy has. You take it out, looks like he's from his ears about to fucking dangle off like a melted candle. But yeah,
Till his girlfriend wakes up and he's got like a dildo going in the Randy Orton screwdriver job.
what do you say we get freaky, baby? No. Yeah, but I'm a harsh judge of ear gauges, face tattoos, and dudes who say, bruh, where the fuck did that come from? You look at some TikToks and you get these young idiots going, hey, bruh, what the fuck, bruh? I think that's started.
Yes, very much so.
By the way, if anything makes me laugh during sexy time, I can't continue. Number one thing that destroys the mood, queefing. The queef, because any gas escaping the body, I find very hilarious. Queefing, I can't stop laughing. I'm very immature. The second thing would be farting, but that's always me. Stix, have you ever had some sexy time and some air escapes a certain orifice or two?
No, but I've heard many stories, and I, like you have said, once a lot of times when I've had some friends said they've been in the moment and that's happened. They can't. They end up working more of a sweat laughing than they have in the bedroom action. So it's I would imagine if it happened to me, it would probably I wouldn't be able to stop it. I wouldn't be able to stop.
I guess it's just me, like, or us. I guess we think too much. Like I can't focus on anything else. Like I'm like that dog on Up, squirrel. Like anything that distracts me from what I'm trying to do, and it's over. But we digress. Stix, the fellas did a disabled crumb offs. He did a deal breaker crumb offs, basically. Got a little confusing, but that's what it ended up being. We had lazy eye versus lower back hair, chick into astrology versus finger toes, amputee versus missing front tooth, bad teeth in general. AEW female fan, burn victim. The winner was the bad teeth, meth teeth, ended up being the deal breaker winner of that bracket. Sticks. Do you agree? Do you have thoughts? Apparently, I'm not going to get to have sex with Jake because I'm missing a tooth. So that's completely off the table. I'm sorry, Jake. We can't do it now. But what did you think?
I mean, both. I think it becomes like it comes down like what Jake said with like the missionary. Like if you're a new missionary and you're staring down, looking, you got one eye looking at you, looking off at Pluto. I mean, like that, like Jake said, like Zink is like, I want to know the girls in it, like all that stuff. And when she's over looking at the wall, whereas with the teeth, I mean, I think either or. I mean, I agree. I think it just depends. I mean, I didn't disagree with the finals, and I couldn't really disagree with the choice. So, I mean, sometimes you get with somebody, and then like when you see teeth, when you see a tooth missing, and then like the more you, unless it's a one night stand, but if you like, there's a legit reason, like, hey, like I just lost that a couple weeks ago because somebody tripped me and I took a header into a freaking coffee table. Then you can kind of get past that. But I mean, also too, they don't have to open their mouth. They can just kind of, they can just keep their mouth unless unless that's the job that that's what the only thing you focus on. But I mean, I think it just depends. I didn't have any issues with them. I totally agreed with them with the AEW fans. I mean, there's no way I could ever sleep with someone that's a full blown AEW fan. But I had no problem with the finals, and I didn't disagree with the boys. It just depends on the situation.
So I had thoughts, of course, because they mentioned that Mangria would pick Lazy Eye because he's Mexican. The lower back hair wouldn't bother me as much. Funny and oh, by the way, Lazy Eye. I thought they meant Lazy Eye like this, like their eye was drooping. I didn't know they meant like glass eye, where the eye is like looking like Shawn Michaels. This is what they meant by lazy eye. You see, Jake, you could have had a heartbreak cock. No, I mean, if that's the case, yeah, I completely agree with that decision. Because I guess I misunderstood what lazy eye was. I thought it was just the drooping eye. But and then the chicken to astrology, that's very annoying, but they're stupid, so they're easier to get into bed. And by the way, is this is the basis of one night stands, or is this a woman you're going to be with? Because that's where the fucked up teeth would come in. The fucked up teeth and bad breath. Here's the solution, fellas. Instead of missionary, turn her around, bend her over, and teeth that way, pussy this way. Ta-da! But if you're going to be with this person forever, now we got a problem. AEW fan, I've boinked a couple AEW fans. They can take a pounding. It's you got to take one out for a spin at least once. I mean, they're like Chinese motorcycles. They're fun to ride, but you don't want your friends to see you on them. And as far as amputee, I would actually be curious to bang an amputee, because if there's missing legs, could you like do better angles when you're fucking? Yeah, I'm curious about that. I'm not talking about the arms and shit. Even the arms, I don't know. Maybe you can fit them in the better. So I don't know. Like I said, I think too much about this shit.
Well, I think with the amputee, I mean, if they're missing the legs and you're in a quick bind, I mean, you could always sit in their wheelchair and let her go to town. And if they're missing an arm or two, I mean, that's when the rare foot job. So that's a story you got to tell. I mean, like you said, I mean, I think they're packing. I mean, they come ready to go. And the astrology chick, I think the astrology chick would be the same one that would be like, well, I don't want to lose my virginity, so stick it in my butt and I'll still be a virgin. So I mean, you still got. That's what I'm thinking. I think that would be the worst one if you were choosing and you end up like if she was going to be the one going to be with you forever. I think that would be the back of the line one that if you had to choose, I think you still might even choose the burn victim that you lived with for the rest of your life instead of the astrology chick. So I mean, I could be wrong.
That's actually, thank you for bringing me to that tangent here. My winner of the disabled or deal breaker crumb offs would have been the burn victim, because the bad breath thing, like I said, you could turn around, bend him over, but Freddy Krueger, as Jake put it, you turn around, bend her over, it's still a vast looking, dried out, snap into a Slim Jim situation.
You
It's
just
just,
aren't you just a little curious? Aren't you just a tiny, teeny bit curious on what
listen,
that would be like?
listen,
I
Sticks.
mean,
Hold on. Don't talk to me like I haven't put thought into this, okay? The butthole already looks like a burn victim. Do you want the entire body to look like a butthole? I mean, I know others might, but I'm fine with the butthole looking wrinkles, discoloration in that area, but throughout the whole body, deal breaker,
well,
off winner.
let me just throw this. We talked about circumstances. I mean, what if you're just plastered? You're not going to remember. You're probably thinking that this burn victim chick looks like maybe, I don't know, Trish Stratus on a really really bad day. I mean, or depending on how intoxicated you are. I mean, could you, would that be just one of those things that you wouldn't know until like either you woke up the next morning and you're like, ugh, but I mean,
Let's be honest.
could it be one of those things that you could be impaired enough that you wouldn't know? I mean,
Let's be honest, Sticks. All these problems could be solved if you turn the lights off. You turn the
oh,
lights off, everything is anything goes. It's drunk or sober.
or if you just taped your eyes closed for
You just
however long.
close your eyes, think of all Scarlet, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah.
But that was
Yeah.
the deal breaker crumb off. So Sticks, I'm about to throw something at you. You see, here at the After Party Hangover, we like to kick things up a notch. So here at the After Party Hangover, we're gonna have the extreme disabilities crumb offs put together by yours truly. All righty, Sticks. So this is all brand new shit. This is the tolerable crumb offs, not the deal breaker. This is the would you fuck this or would you fuck that? Okay, round one.
I knew I should start drinking this afternoon. I really knew I should have.
Wake your girl up. I want her opinion. No. So round one. This is probably gonna be the episode that gets me canceled. We have Down syndrome chick versus wheelchair bound, cannot feel anything from the waist down. Who would you rather? Because hold on, before you shoot your shot, let's really dive into this, Sticks.
I know that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to process this really quickly.
Because I proposed this to Zanka because he's our third vote, by the way. If we ever tie, I got his votes as well. So wheelchair chick. It sounds like a good thing. I mean, you get, if you think about it, you get good parking. And if she can't feel anything from the waist down, sex for her is like a non-issue. Like if you get with her and you're feeling randy because you're watching Scarlett bend over on your TV and you go, hey babe, how about you wheel your ass over here and just fall on the ground? Let me do what I gotta do.
Too, she could look like Scarlett, but just not feel anything from the waist down. So I mean,
That's true. So for her, it would be more of a favor. Like, yeah, go for it. But if you do that, you got to wash the dishes, or you'd be like, yeah, whatever. See, so sex, not only do you not have to worry about your performance or how long you last or how big you're packing, Jake, you can go to town, get it over with, bada boom, bada bing. However, a lot of judgy looks if you're walking through the mall or if you're walking through Walmart with old Down syndrome over here. We got a Down syndrome Deborah you're walking around Walmart with. I mean, do they even like sex? Like I've seen the Down syndrome chick like Zanka would. I'm not throwing you under the bus, Sheriff, but if you would you want? It basically comes down to this: do you want someone who could possibly enjoy it, or do you want someone who would consider it a chore? And plus, if you're banging a Down syndrome chick, it'd be a lot more judging. Whereas if you're fucking the wheelchair chick, you're a hero. Oh, he's stuck with her through the thick and thin. But if you're with the Down syndrome chick, oh my God, what is call human services? So Stix, all that being said, who are you picking to bang?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm gonna go with wheelchair because also too, if we take her van, it's got to be a bigger van, so you got more room. And let me just tell you this right now: you go to the mall, you're walking, you get in the mood, you got the pre spot, so it's not very far to go. Like I said, you got a bigger van, in out, go home. Maybe you get the business done, you hit drive through, you go home, you replenish the you refuel, and then maybe you go round 2, 3, 4, 5 for yourself. I mean, obviously she's might not be in the mood for it, so I mean, she can at least be able to do a crossword. Maybe she crochets while you're in the gym, you're in the bedroom gym, you're getting that work in, and then you get go. So I'm gonna go with a wheelchair chick.
I agree. And plus, like I said, a lot of judging if you're going to be banging old Down syndrome Debbie. And yeah, parking is a huge plus.
I mean, we're in 2022, so you're getting judged as soon as you walk out your own door. So I mean,
that's true. And Zanko was explaining how he would shove foreign objects in old wheelchair Wendy because she can't feel it. He wanted to see if he could shove a microphone or whatever he could up there, just experimenting on a rainy day. So he also chose the wheelchair chick. So unanimous, wheelchair moves on. Up next, a 600-pounder versus a Nazi. Let's discuss.
Well, I think that would depend upon. I think that would come down to if you want to get crushed or if you want to get branded in the bedroom. So I mean, oh man. Well, I mean, let's just go ahead and knock out the obvious. I mean, if you were with the Nazi, she's gonna be a freak, so she's got that. With the 600-pound chick, that's going to be like I don't know, a scavenger hunt because you're not going to be able to you won't know what you're going to be finding obviously when you're exploring. So I mean, I think a lot of stuff are pointing towards the Nazi chick. It just comes down to your morals and how if you're going to want to be able to bring her home for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
There's a lot of factors that weigh into this, Stix. I mean,
a ton of factors on that.
You know what I'm gonna do, Stix? I'm gonna talk about this like it's just us. I'm gonna talk about this.
I'll let you do the brother quarter.
I'm gonna talk about this like 4 people who are gonna be watching this. No one's gonna care what we say. Let's put our cards on the table here, Stix. The Nazi's gonna be she's gonna be hot. She's gonna the Nazi is gonna be hot. She's gonna be a tall white blonde chick, possibly covered in racist tattoos.
Maybe. Blue eyes, piercing blue eyes, piercing blue eyes.
The hood will be pierced. She might have a prolapsed anus because she does get freaky, but she's gonna be the more attractive of the two. The 600-pound chick smells aplenty. The folds, Stix. The folds. Stuff that maybe she stuffed a sandwich in there she forgot about, and you're fucking her, and it falls out. Maybe a pepperoni slides out. It's moldy bread.
Let's be honest. There's going to be enough yeast in those folds for you to be able to make bread. So I mean, I'm just saying. I mean,
Oh man, and not only that,
We're supposed to say this too. I mean, she's going to be big enough. You're not going to be able to get freaky in the bathtub because, quite frankly, she probably ain't getting in it and she ain't getting out of it. So, I mean,
well, the counter to be the devil's advocate on that, you could put her in the front yard and just hose her down. I mean, there's a brush. You can treat her like a fucking Stampy the elephant. Just
yeah,
have her hosed down.
you're not going to have very many neighbors. I mean, they're all going to move just because of that. Once a month, you're going to have. You want to talk about judging? You're going to have people that are walking with their kids, and they're shielding their kids' eyes while trying to shield their own eyes. I mean, depreciation value of your land is going down by the second every time that woman gets out of that house. So,
are there any pros besides the moral choice? Are there any pros here? Like everything is bad about the 600. We got the smells. How are you gonna find it? It's gonna be like Indiana Jones. You're like in the jungle trying to get through her folds to find the correct wet spot.
If you like bringing food into the bedroom, I mean that's a plus. I mean she's gonna know the good ones to probably bring in, but outside that, not really.
She's on disability. She probably doesn't move around much. She's gonna lose those feet to diabetes really soon. But the Nazi, you got the kink value. She's going to be attractive. I mean, when she comes, she says Heil Hitler. So that's a con. It's not the choice.
When she comes, she's hailing Victor too, or hailing Hitler too. So I mean, yeah.
I think even if you put this choice to Bretsky, he even might pick the Nazi if the Nazi's attractive. It just comes down to morals. Are you going to feel good about yourself? Do you care about getting judged? But if we're talking about strictly sexual Stix, this might be the only time.
This is the only time people want to have any affiliation with anything like this. So,
this is the only time where the Nazis are going to win. I vote for Nazi. Stix, what say you, brother?
Yeah, I'm about to jump on that train too. On that burning train. Yeah.
Welcome to the after party hangover, folks, where the Nazis win. Up next, we have.
This has got to be the first. That's got to be the first thing you start in with when you smash cut this up.
Do not post this on Facebook. Okay. Now,
after this conversation,
you might have to shower. Up next is kind of similar choices up next. But of course, the moral quandary it weighs in yet again. Because we have vegetable versus coma patient. Lots of similarities, Stix. Lots of similarities. However, one's going to wake up. One's going to wake up. You got Terry Schiavo over here connected to machines. It's basically like fucking a live blow-up doll versus old Beatrix Kiddo over here. She's gonna find out. I mean, if you're with her, she knows already that you guys hook up, but will she be creeped out that she knew that you were hitting that while she was? Do you even tell her, by the way? I mean, you got that, and she's gonna wake up. What if she wakes up and she's pregnant? She's like, what the fuck? You'd be like, well, till death do us part. Like you got coma patient.
That's when you disintegrate the plan B into the IV that's in her, and then you're good. You're good. See, this is when you tell you hung around Caesar too much. Is when that's the first thing that pops into your head. Of I'll just crush up that plan B and put it in the IV fluid.
Hey Caesar. Hey Caesar, man. Go to the cantina. Go to the cantina. I need 12 cc's of Plan B stat.
We're gonna rolling out next week on the from cantina. Plan BV. Plan BV.
If this was the tripod, that'd be the name of the
That's the
episode.
episode name.
Oh
That's
my
the episode
god.
name.
That's fucking fantastic. Jesus. Oh boy. Okay, that being said, well, what are your thoughts on the vegetable though? Your thoughts on the vegetable, I mean, you want to talk about Plan BV, you're gonna have to do that because if they all of a sudden see this vegetable's belly growing, it's questions are gonna be asked, you know.
Well, like it comes down. I think with both, it comes down to like your time frame. Like with the vegetable, I mean, is this person like gonna live as a vegetable forever? Because I mean, some hospitals are probably gonna look at you and be telling you, yeah, it ain't getting any better. You might have to pull the plug. And with the comatose person, you got to find out what your time frame on that is, because it's like you said, you might be in the middle of your stroke game, and the next thing you know, she's waking up, and unlike a lot of your videos on the hub, she might not wake up and be like, "Oh, I'm ready to go." She's probably gonna wake up. She's probably gonna scream. You might get the Vince McMahon bedpan across the face. I mean, I mean, but depending on the type of woman that you got, I mean, if she's comatose and she's freaky and she wakes up and that's the first thing that she's getting, she might be down for that. She might pull you in closer, and the next thing you know, you got a good happy waking up for her and nice happy ending for you. So
Well,
I mean,
let's you said it, Six. Let's just say it right now. There's gonna be a bedpan situation on both ladies. However, one of them, we're gonna take it off the table. The vegetable ain't waking up. The vegetable is a vegetable. Might as well put her in the produce aisle. That bitch ain't ever getting up. It's machines 24/7 versus a woman that will wake up. Hopefully not during, but yeah, that's what it comes down to, Sticks. Vegetable or coma patient. Your
Well,
vote,
is the
sir.
vegetable woman's last wish that you go to town on her for like maybe 24 hours straight before you pull the plug? Plus, also too, as a guy, you got to think of, okay, after she's gone, how long is it going to be before I feel the inside of a vagina? So it's like, do you prolong this while also being a player and maybe start hitting the dating scene, and then once you get past those 2, 3, 4, 5 dates, and then you know that tonight might be the night. That's when you're like, okay, go ahead and pull the plug. I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna get together.
Oh, I see what you mean. I see. So you mean keep the vegetable bitch on life support until you find a backup vagina.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's some Mike Lowry shit, man. That's some fucking how to be a player shit.
Oh,
Like
we just lost our only female listener. No. Another thing you got to think about, they're both in the hospital. You can't take them home. What if someone walks in on you going to town on the vegetable? The nurse walks in, oh my God, or the fucking coma patient, doctor walks in, dear God. Like you gotta.
That's when you get the room with the curtain. And as soon as you hear that door open, you go busy, and then you finish, and then you walk out and be like, okay, you can go in and see her now. I was in a very vulnerable position with her. I was doing some confessions.
We're praying. Can you give us some privacy, please?
Yeah.
Someone's on their knees. No, I was kidding. Yeah. So my vote will be coma patient because eventually, I understand what you're saying about I'm impressed of your argument for the vegetable. Bro,
that's what happens. That's when you know you've listened to enough Zanka that when you thinking about that.
I did not take that into account, but as a coma patient, like if the Plan BV didn't work and she did get knocked up, I'm basing it on that, and I'm thinking of my own wife too. If she was in a coma, I'm not gonna call her over here because she will be disgusted. But if she was in a coma and I said, when she woke up, I said, babe, I didn't cheat on you. But when you were out, things got a little crusted on there. I, I put some miles on that tread, I put some miles on that tread. I don't know if she'll be as upset because at least I'm doing it with her. Like, she'd be pissed if she was in a coma and I said, babe, I cheated on you. It was with the vegetable, but I cheated on you. I'm sorry. Like, if I'm doing it with her, she might be happy. I'm voting coma patient. Final answer.
Yeah, I gotta go with the coma patient with the idea of that. Also, too, maybe when she wakes up, if the sex life wasn't all that great, maybe she wakes up, she's like, after reflecting, I need to take advantage of my life. I need to embrace the people and the things that I have in my life. Maybe this is a total like 180 flip. Maybe now you getting it more. Maybe now maybe now she's like, hey, let's try something a little different. Maybe her eyes are wide open now and she's changed her mindset. So yeah, I gotta go with the comatose patient too.
Remember, Sticks, if we tie, we do have a tiebreaker. Just keep that in mind. Just letting you know.
Oh yeah, I know. Like you said, this comes on the morals, and I'm not that type of guy that can hold on to the vegetable long enough to find somebody new. So yeah.
Well, speaking of holding on to a vegetable, the next bracket, the final two choices, and the most extreme disabled crumb offs. It's not as extreme, but I picked these two because it would bother me. We have hermaphrodite versus a chick who uses literally in every single sentence. So you look at the table here, we got hermaphrodite, possibly attractive, has both sets. I mean, you could sword fight. I don't know. I mean, you could, if you were drunk. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how kinky you get.
She could be bigger than you too, by the way. She could be bigger than you.
It could be Idris, and he's got a vagina as well. I mean, it's gonna be kind of awkward when you're plowing someone.
15 feet of woman tool.
You're trying to do missionary, and you get this. Oh, damn it! Damn it! Could you control that thing?
Yeah.
This is a possibly Valley Girl, because all the Valley Girls use literally in every sentence they say. I'm talking every sentence. Hey, how you feeling? I'm feeling literally good. Oh, okay. Do you want hamburgers? Yes, literally. Like, that's every single sentence. You got to hear that. So unless you go deaf, you're hearing that. I mean, even when you're fucking, she's like, oh yeah, literally. Like, you got to hear that. I mean, it's not.
Oh, that's when you
bonk her in the head. She's in a coma. No.
That's when you jump on those Adam and Eve, buy 20, get like 20, and you buy all ball and gags. That's all you do. And you say, honey, Merry Christmas. We trying something.
But it's breakfast. We're not even having sex. Literally. No.
This is literally the biggest thing I've had in my mouth ever. Well, thank you for that, sweetheart.
Thanks a lot, bitch. So possibly this has to do with the kink situation. How kinky are you, hermaphrodite versus annoying bitch? Annoying, she could be hot, but she opens her mouth, your cock might go in, but literally is coming out. What say you, Stix? What do you think?
Well, like I said before, I also don't want to be out-shamed by a woman that I am taking to Pound Town. So I gotta take the literally girl. I could not wait. I could not be in the going to town and not only have a dong hit me in the face, but also have it be a bigger dong than mine. So I got to go with the Valley Girl, literally girl. I mean, I will probably go deaf. I can tune out. I could sneak in. I could even sneak in some flesh colored earplugs, and she wouldn't even know because she is literally dumb. So I could go with that. So I'm banking on Valley Girl, probably better looking, and I will lose my hearing within the first 2 weeks of being with her. So I'm going with that.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is where we're gonna need a tiebreaker, Sticks.
Oh, you did.
Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me
I
let me make the
yeah.
argument. Let me make the argument for hermaphrodite. So I'm comfortable enough in my sexuality. I'm saying picture how the hermaphrodite grew up. This hermaphrodite, probably self-esteem gone, no self-esteem, possibly a loner, just lucky enough to get some attention. Here comes old man Gria. Can I buy you a drink? Oh, how you like your men? Okay. Get in the bedroom.
Men with a
Excited.
pulse.
She's excited. She's excited. I'm getting attention. I'm gonna get laid tonight. So I unwrapped a surprise. Surprise, it's a hermaphrodite. Okay. There are worse things. I mean, she's not hailing Hitler. I'm going to Pound Town on this bitch. She appreciates it more because if she grew up, didn't get any attention, low self-esteem. She's happy, she's getting laid. There's still a vagina there. There's still a hole for my duck to go compared to the Valley girl who's literally spoiled and maybe she doesn't want to fuck all the time. I'm literally not in the mood, Sticks. I literally have a headache. I'm literally going to watch the new Housewives or New Jersey or whatever the fuck you call it. She doesn't want to have sex all the time. You can maybe hit it once, maybe a week. She's stuck up. She's spoiled, annoying. You can hate fuck her once you do that once a week. But then the hermaphrodite enjoys the attention. Perhaps would want to have sex more. See?
Well,
So it's
let me
frequency
let me go
versus
ahead and give
annoyance.
you the situation. You talked about the hermaphrodite who hasn't gotten attention, all that stuff. Okay, we can do it. But what if throughout this time of her not getting attention, she becomes very aggressive? Like she's like, you take her home thinking, oh, she's gonna be all wholesome. This chick, as soon as you hit the door frame of your house, she pushes you down. She is holding you down. She is going to town. Like, it is so rough that you're afraid that if your penis falls out, you might break it. But also, too, she wants a little bit on that thrust action too. So she might flip you around. And next thing you know, you, my friend, are taking something that's supposed to be an exit only. Now, how exactly
Wait till I
that?
pass out. Wait till I pass out.
But also, too, you might be saying, well, I'm not that person that likes dry. So you're going to get one of two answers. One, she might have a bottle of lube in the purse. Or two, she might have been drinking enough.
I don't know why I
And
can't quit you.
then you are the one that's going to be very quiet and not wanting very much attention after that one night stand. Because I'm going to say this right now. No, I might not know you very well, but if you have a one night stand with her, are you sure you're going to want to wake up the next morning and go ahead and schedule another full day with this she? Not what you went through the night before.
You said the key word there. You said the key phrase. One night stand. See, we're not exclusive. See, I can take the Hermie to Pound Town. We ain't getting married. If Hermie
Yeah,
wants to get his,
but
if Hermie,
let me
hold on, hold
let me
on, hold on.
emphasize this.
If Hermie wants to helicopter dick into somebody, it doesn't have to be me. We could fuck. I could do my 2 minutes of pleasure for her. She goes out, it's like still horny. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm going to sleep, or I gotta go work in the morning. Like, come up with excuse. Hermie can go back to the bar, find a dude or a woman, go to Pound Town. Whereas me, I get to sleep on my pillow and have the Hermie notch on my belt sticks.
You are thinking that this wasn't last call. She coming home with you, and she ain't leaving till either the sun rises or the church bells ring at noon. Plus, she ain't gonna want to have some of her own fun. Like I just said before, you might be going to town thinking, "Oh, this is really good." Next thing you know, she might flip you over, and Pound Town is gonna have another person entering the population.
You know
It
what
might be your
decided?
butthole button.
You know what decided this for me is my hate for the word literally. So we do have a tie. Sticks has chosen the literally girl. I've given the Hermie a swing in the bed. Our tiebreaker, sir, is from old Sheriff Sanka. To which he said, "Give me the Hermie." Banged a
I knew it.
banged a literally chick before, and I literally wanted her to die in Rikishi's asshole. So judgment call here. The Hermie moves on to the
I
semi,
knew he would. I knew he would. I knew he would.
and now we're in the semifinals. We have the returning wheelchair chick taking on the Nazi. Uh, Wheelchair chick. We've made the argument for wheelchair chick, but how does wheelchair chick compare to the Nazi? Well, all the benefits of the wheelchair chick outweigh, to me, the benefits of the Nazi, because she may be hot and kinky, but there's way more benefits. There's a moral victory. Like I said, when you're with the wheelchair chick, you're a hero. You grab the Nazi's hand and walk into Walmart, you're getting fucking tamales thrown at you, and you're getting all kinds of hate from everybody. Uh, so for me, I got to give it to wheelchair chick again. Sticks, your argument, sir?
Well, I mean, the Nazi chick might be the only person that Walmart probably might not let into their building. So, I mean, like you said, it comes down to moral thing. It also comes down to, I mean, I think the wheelchair, like we went talked about before, wheelchair check, she's not going to feel much. It's obviously going to be like a chore for her. But I mean, like I hear from most women, they can multitask. So I mean, she's already probably on her back when she's in bed watching anyway. So what's a problem? What's a little 5 minute pleasure thing for you? So I mean, the Nazi chick, she might hold you down. I mean, she might be more aggressive in the bedroom. The wheelchair chick, and some days that might be a scary thing. But like you said, it comes down to a moral thing. I mean, the person that you would want to also be seen in public with before you possibly freaky in the van or in a handicap stall of a changing room. So I'm probably going to go with the wheelchair chick myself.
Plus, I mean, the Nazi chick is obviously going to be aggressive. She has a swastika brand. She fucking brands your chest with it and shit.
She's waiting to go ahead and introduce that. I mean, if you can get by the first night with her without getting that on you, I think you've really won.
And plus, she's gonna drug me. I'm gonna be on the bed. She's like, I don't know, his nose looks a little too big. I'm gonna go through his 23andMe, make sure there's no Jewish in there. It could get dangerous. Could get dangerous. So
Plus, too, I mean, you're never gonna have a pitch dark house. I mean, there's always be a burning cross or two in the yard, and you're gonna have the light from that in. So it's not going to be a pitch dark house anytime during the night. So
it's the obvious choice, people. We gotta go with the wheelchair. And now we're moving on to the coma patient versus the Hermie. This might be a layup, folks. There ain't gonna be no tie here. Yeah, given those choices, give me the coma patient. I'm taking the coma patient, of course. We've talked at length about both. I was the Hermie's attorney. Not gonna defend the Hermie this time. Coma patient, nothing but net.
We're mellow in this one. We ain't missing on this one. Coma patient, coma person.
Alrighty. The finals of the extreme disabled crumb-offs on the after party hangover comes down to lady in the wheelchair. She's numb from the waist down versus the old coma patient. Okay, let's really think about this one. Again, things get muddy because of is it one night stand? Is it a relationship?
How long is the person in a coma?
Let's break things down once again, Stix. Let's say one night stand. Coma patient is somebody you have dated. Possibly they said, hey, Stix, remember your ex, Martha? Well, in the marijuana lounge, that bitch, she just passed out, man. She's been in a coma for.
Hit her head. Yeah, we can't.
Why am I doing this? I got a phone. These Stix. She could use some friendly faces. I know she's in a coma, but I mean, she could hear your voice. Maybe you want to go down there and check her out.
I'll go down there.
You go down there
too. Yeah.
You go down there.
Yeah.
There's nobody. It's just you. Close the door. One night stand. Coma patient. Pull out. There you go.
The plane BV was hooked up. Yeah.
That's it. Coma patient. Wham bam. Thank you, Pam or vegetable. And then you go on with your life. Hey, I left her some flowers. They're kind of sticky now, but versus wheelchair girl. One night stand. Maybe you met her in line. Maybe she parked in front of you with her fucking van. Maybe you were behind her. She took forever. But when she got out, you noticed she was kind of cute. Like, oh, hey, girl, what you doing? You want me to I could push you into Walmart. It's okay. You're looking like a hero and shit. You have lunch or something. One night stand. No harm, no foul. Possibly thinks you're sweet. It's probably more enjoyable. It's obviously more moral. There's less shame involved. If you compare the two.
She rolled out of bed, cooked her own plain B omelet. You're good to go. You woke up, she's ready to go again.
And like you said, she multitasks. So while you're pounding her, she could be doing your taxes, or she's five words with friends, or she's fucking, getting shit done while you're getting shit done. So I mean, it's win-win.
She's on Victoria's Secrets, getting all that stuff ready for the next time. Yeah.
I gotta give it. You know what? I'll let you go first. Okay, what do you think, Stix? Let's weigh it out. What's your final vote? Who wins the extreme disabled crumb-offs?
I mean, like you said, we're gonna weigh the short term versus the long term. If you're looking at the long view of this, it really comes down to, do you be with a person that you got to push, or that you have to have to get around via electric vehicle, or are you going to want to be with someone that if you wait long enough, she will wake up, she will be able to walk, she'll be able to do the flippy dippy shit in bed. She's literally someone that will walk with you to meet your parents at family stuff. But you know what? Give me the wheelchair chick. I'm going with the wheelchair chick.
Hot Wheels for the win of the extreme disabled crumb-offs. 4 people will watch this, and they're all going to be disgusted. All righty.
You know the chat is going to light up over this as soon as this drops.
This is the most entertaining hangover I've ever done. By the way, we're talking about the Stiller after party here, if you guys forgot. They did their Survivor Series breakdown. Jake met Bretsky. Bretsky is tall as fuck. Zanka was upset with Bretsky's SRAP plug. So Sticks, I'm leaving it to you, brother. I want you to cut a promo to listen to the Steel Real After Party. The floor is yours.
All right. Now let's just do this proper. Ladies and gentlemen, people who are watching this, people who are listening to this, if you want to find a wrestling podcast that has it all, that talks not only talks about wrestling, you got at least one guy that will talk about his life experiences, which he has had a vast amount of life experiences, ones that have opened my eyes, but also allowed me to know that if I have any questions of what I'm going through, I can hit the old sheriff up, which, by the way, go follow him at Still Real to Us. Man posts memes like no other. But if you want a podcast that only talks about wrestling, life experiences, food, get some jokes in there, and every once in a while, the one of the comatose hosts does chime in whenever he does watch wrestling via Hulu, or like what a lot of the kids do these days. They get their stuff off Twitter. I mean, I think the Steel Roll After Party is the podcast for you. I mean, these guys, you get 2 episodes quarterly, so you're not going to get flooded by episodes. So if you happen to miss an episode, you're not going to be like, oh crap, now I'm behind 4 or 5 episodes. You miss one, hell, you might as well just go ahead and miss the other, string them both together. You can kill 2 podcasts in one day. You catch up and you get educated. I mean, I'm kind of thinking I'm knowing this is a podcast that has it all. Plus, you get Instagram questions. I mean, you can literally reach out and you might want to just reach out and touch the sheriff, Jake. You might touch him, then you might wake up in a cube in a basement, which, by the way, I think should be a story, a horror story that should be coming up. I mean, I know there's a game called The Cube. I kind of think Bretsky might have toned to this too. There might be a documentary that you could call The Cube that talks about the many silent voices that have been held in the basement, but I digress. You have a podcast that has it all: wrestling, food talk, life experience, jokes, fan interaction. This podcast has it all. So, ladies and gentlemen, people that are listening, watching this, the Still Real After Party podcast is the one for you. I highly recommend wherever you get your streaming services, you search that. You click that follow, that subscribe button. If you haven't listened to it, let me just tell you this. Listen, just pick one episode. I'm not even going to tell you to go back and listen to the very first episode. I'm telling you, pick one. Hell, just when you find it, just scroll and stop. Press that play button. You will not be disappointed. Go out, listen to a Still Real After Party podcast. You will not be disappointed.
That is at Still Real After Party now on Instagram, and at Skip Damwell are the 2 hosts of the podcast that started this all, folks. But
obviously go subscribe to the first one that this fine sir said. Skip well to you don't have to. You get a bunch of Funko Pop shit, bunch of late nights while I'm up at midnight because I can't sleep. No, tub pictures. You know, there's a movie called The Black Phone. If there's a movie that was about Jake's life, it would be called The White Tub. So let's just throw that out there. With Zanka's, there would be numerous movie titles, and it would be very entertaining. Whereas Jake's with The White Tub, kind of depressing. You might end up killing yourself halfway through, or you might end up in a white tub of your own with vast amounts of tubs of ice cream and very much shaming yourself as you're eating that. So very well, go follow Zanka. You will not be disappointed, and go listen to the Still Real After Party podcast.
Excellent, sir. Excellent. Jake mentioned a couple times that he would go back and watch some matches because he was there live and didn't have the best view and no commentary. Did he? I'm still waiting for an answer. The guys were talking. The guys are talking about Ronda versus Shotzi. Jake wanted trailer Ronda to return, and to which Zenka said she's basically in shape, honey boo boo, which is the LOL line of the episode. I love that. Roman after the War Games match, well during the main event actually, got his eardrum busted by KO. He was pissed. That was an unplanned spot. Stuff came out of what he said. I was looking for it. I couldn't find it, but he was very upset. He still has not been on TV since. But Zanka misses when back in the day wrestlers would form a team smorgasbord and then give their team a cool name. For instance, if the Ultimate Warrior and the Bushwhackers tagged together, it would be Ultimate Bush. But that was the end of their Survivor Series review. Sticks, what did you have any thoughts on what they said, or Survivor Series thoughts of your own?
I totally agree with Zanka. I think like the pay-per-views that have a lot of cage matches or have at least a very significant cage match, those pay-per-views, they aren't really the greatest. Like he said, the Rumble ones are the best because you got the surprise, but also I mean you don't have the obvious ominous object that is blocking your view. Survivor Series, I agree with those guys. I think we even talked about it. Triple threat match was the best match of it. The thing that popped me main event was the thing that Zanka touched on when they showed Roman sitting in the chair in the cage in the Shark Tank. That was the best thing. All in all, I agree with the boys. It was an okay pay-per-view. Probably not going to happen for quite a while, but it was a nice little introduction to just the mainstream wrestling fans that watch just the main roster. It's a nice little introduction of War Games to them.
We were all sports entertained.
Yes.
By the way, breaking news. I'm glad you're sitting down, Sticks. Jake did not go back and watch any match from Survivor Series. Zanka enters the Chop Shop. War Games trivia. He was a glutton for punishment. He was just answering whatever. He got all three wrong. By the way, my answer to every question, because I didn't know any of them either, I just would have said Dusty Rhodes for everything, even if it didn't make sense. Like, give me a number from 1 to 10, Dusty Rhodes. Like, I would have just said that just because he's synonymous with the fucking War Games. Stick, did you know anything, any of those questions that Jake asked?
Fuck no. I'm like you. Mine would have been Dusty Rhodes. And I even forgot that Arn Anderson participated in some War Game matches. I haven't watched old NWA, WCW War Game matches for quite a while, so my brain was baffled. I was just trying to fall back on if I could remember, and the only person I could think of was Dusty. So, but yeah, I was actually surprised. And hearing Zanka, I knew Zanka was just like, let's just get this done and over it. Go ahead and chop me. I'm already here, and you knew it. It was just kind of funny listening to him pop off some of the stuff like Sandow, like, oh no, it's Sandow. No, Mizdow. No, that's not it. It wasn't even any of them. But yeah, I didn't have any clue on any of those answers.
Well, Jake was going to do a Simon Dean trivia, but he's already done that. By the way, there's a recent group photo of Simon Dean's retirement match with other wrestlers, and Simon looks like in shape Jake now. Jake has talked about Simon so much, he has cursed him with depression. Nova is his original gimmick, apparently. They got into the Raw. Oh, Sticks, did you see that photo? It had like what Matt Cardona and Brian Myers and everybody.
Yeah, because I think it might have been Myers or Cardona that I think posted that picture or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you get all the indie wrestling events. Did you see what that was?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I saw the picture and I was like, wow. I kind of have one of those moments where it's like, now I kind of feel old seeing Simon Dean look like that. It's like, God. Then I kind of looked at myself and I'm like, well, that kind of does happen when you start getting older.
I mean, what was Simon Dean 2002 or 2004? Or was it later than that, 2008? Like, because the dude,
my mind, it couldn't be any time past 2004 or 5. In my head is what I'm thinking. I could be very wrong, but I mean, that's still That's still 17 years ago, man. That's
You remember when he came out in the fucking Segway? He came out in the Segway and was doing the Richard Simmons gimmick of being in shape and shit.
yeah. I was like, what is this? What is this going to be? What do we got here? And it just grew. It just freaking grew.
During their Raw review, they gave a lot of love and shout out to myself. I appreciate all the plugs and the love from the hosts. And when I die, I will for sure haunt the SRAP hosts. I'll knock over Jake's sippy cup of Dunkin' Donuts coffee. You know, it's all good though. I'll haunt them, but I'll be Mangria the friendly ghost.
I
Ladies
figured
and gentlemen, the very first guest of the After Party Hangover has made a run-in to the current episode. He is the measuring dick of APPW. We have a Steel World pregame reunion here of sorts. Joining us, ladies and gentlemen, the main event, Andi with an I. Sir, how have you been doing, my man?
Right now there's like a lot of shit going on. Like I got Los Guerreros on the roof fixing my roof. Sounds like they got a full lucha fucking match going on. I'm trying to watch Army Navy game. It's fucking horrible. It is fucking horrible. And like, I don't know, man. I finally got some time on my hands and I wanted to ask Beat Your Dicks with Sticks a question live.
That is right, folks. Just like the Steel Roll After Party has Instagram questions, the After Party Hangover has questions for our guests as well. Sticks, we have a live person here to ask you questions in the flesh. So, Andi with an I, the floor is yours, my friend.
I got one question. I might have a follow-up, but all right, you know when you're a little kid with the Elmer's glue and like you let it like build up and like it gets hard and stuff? That's the you remember Sticks? You know that thing? You know? Have you ever done that?
yeah.
Yeah, with the glue and it gets hard and stuff. Have you ever fucking crumbed in your belly button, forgot about it, and woke up the next morning and it had that little same type of action going on?
Honestly, no, because mine doesn't. I'm not well endowed, but my shoot game it doesn't pop off that far up to get towards the belly region area. So no, I haven't.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of your shoot game, so questions about crumb. When you're self-crumbing, do you shoot up in the air like like a fountain at the mall? You crumb socket, crumb toilet, crumb trash can, or the new thing I like, you get like this thing, it's like a toilet paper roll, and then you put it in it, and it's like a reusable pot plus. What's your crumb action looking like?
Self crumb on myself. Grab a couple of tissues. Wipe it. Gotta make sure you get the ones. You gotta make sure you get the tissues with lotion. Because get that sandpaper shit. You wipe it up. You throw it away. You put it in the trash can so that way it's a little bit further on down. So that way the girlfriend isn't like, "What the hell are you catching a cold?" I mean, I don't see you sneezing. I don't see
something.
Little tissues here.
All right, now you open up another question. So I'm normally in my crumb position, self crumb position. Have you ever, do you go up? Do you tilt it up, or you tilt it like when you when you're doing the motion? Is it going back towards your face? And yeah. If it goes back towards your face, have you ever like unexpectedly just boom right here by accident?
I am back towards my face, but no, I haven't had one that's popped off that like ginormously trying to think of Pfizer or whatever the
Pfizer.
Well, you know, I just saw Pfizer commercial on TV, so I just mixed the two together.
The COVID vaccine of jizz going straight to your face.
Like when a pimple pop goes bad and just goes all over. I'm
And
only asking because I from experience, by accident, that happened once. Just full disclosure.
I've heard it. Don't worry, I've heard it. I've heard guys be like, I finally just got tired of waiting. So I went in the bathroom. I took my time, and now I know what it's like I know what it's like when my girlfriend finally takes one from me. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, I've never had that issue before. I've never really had that issue before.
I
how
was
much
never
celery,
curious, but it was more of a happy accident than anything.
how much celery did you have to eat to get the muscles in your dick to shoot it that far up? Did your
I eat
dick
a
have
lot
a
of
bicep?
celery.
Your dick has a bicep, and it just like, how the fuck did you get it that high?
I actually, when I go to B Dubs, I ask for extra celery,
Well,
and
I also
I turn
remember
to my wife and I say, "Yeah, you're getting glued to the bed."
I also
Just call me
remember
Elmer,
when
baby.
I also remember when Andy would post like workout pictures of like his Fitbit stuff and all that stuff. I also imagine this guy probably has at least a few plates on his cock, and he's doing like cock raises with these plates. And I gotta imagine that thing is probably bigger than Hulk Hogan's bicep in his prime. So
I took my workout advice from Tenacious D, and I do one cock push up a night.
I can see that. That's the tripod push up.
Yeah.
Andy, I truly hope you do listen to this hangover. We just talked about it's gonna get me canceled. The extreme
Never.
disabilities, crumb offs. You'll be happy to know that there was lots of, no, you know what? I won't even spoil it. Just for sure go back and listen to this. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Andy, you're the man. Stix, you're the man. Enjoy your entire stacked day of wrestling. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, all hail Alinda's Bush.